Alrighty, video for this year. Maybe I'll do a couple more throughout the year. It's a little easier than typing up all that stuff. But again, I don't know if anybody actually watches these. I'll post it in League Manager, and then there'll be some discussion on the message board also. Draft this Tuesday. Figure I'll go ahead and draw for divisions, so nobody thinks I'm cheating on them. Everybody's name's in here. We'll go Division 1, 2, back to 1, 2, so on. And we'll go from that, like that. Division 1 is Whedon. 2, Tyler. 1, Berg. 2, Rudy. 1, Whit. 2, Eric. 1, Nichols. 2, Cunningham. 1, Mitch. 2, Pegram. 1, Jarrett. I think that means Gus. 2, Gus. All right, so those are the divisions. The schedule will be out after this. It'll be the same. You'll play your division twice and then kind of move into the other division for a couple games. Keeper deadline this year will be at the start of the playoffs. That'll give us a little time. You can keep doing that, but it won't have everybody picking up and dropping random people during the playoffs, just in case they don't make it. Week 11 will be the trade deadline. It's usually week 10 or week 11. I figure we'll go 11 since, we do have the dynasty aspect to it. So it'll be that Thursday, basically midnight, Wednesday night, Thursday morning type of deal. Playoffs will be the same. It'll be NFL style. Top 3 teams from each side will make it. First seed gets a bye. It'll be a head-to-head tiebreaker followed by points scored and then points against, so on. This year will be $20 for the entry fee. You can Venmo me. You can PayPal me or cash or anything like that. I'd like to increase it next year. Assuming all goes well, everybody stays in the league. Obviously, every year we've had 1 or 2 people, it seems like, want to drop. But, I know Tyler and Gus obviously are good and should be pretty good for the league. If we increase it next year, the other aspect of that, and this would be a kind of a league vote thing, if we, let's say, went to $40, we could take 25 for like the entry fee, and then 15 or so of that to championship belt, if everybody wants to do that. If we do that, it's usually about $150, $200, so that should pay for that. If we decide to do that, I'd probably want somebody who knows how to design stuff like that, come up with artwork and all that. I have no idea. Still looking, into the future with the kind of doing the contract league. I'd like to do it. I think it brings a different aspect to it. Plus, I think this year, having more cuts made this coming up off-season draft a little more exciting, which is something I think we could do. The other aspect of that, I've kind of drawn it out a couple years just to see how it looked. I didn't like the way it looked there. I may have tried to make it too complicated, which wouldn't surprise me, but I've heard people on the radio and stuff talk about that's how they do their leagues and all that. So I know it can be done. It's just a matter of how can we make it. Plus our league with IDPs and all that just may be a little too much. The other aspect of that is just a more simple way is having players that you can only keep for 4 years is the max you can keep any player, or 5 years or whatever it is. That way it'll be a little. It'll change it up a little bit early on, but it'll add something to the draft boards eventually. But again, I don't necessarily like that idea as much right now. We may have to also stagger it where, okay, at least starting off, have some people where it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 years. That way, it's not 3 or 4 years from now everybody goes into that draft pool again. Besides, one or first or second year players. Something we can vote on and talk about. Anyways, like I said, I'll post some stuff on that about the belt and all that in the message boards. Otherwise, I'll see everybody or hear from them at the draft Tuesday. Oh, last thing, for next year, I've got it set up right now where we keep 25 players. That basically gives us 5 spots for draft picks of rookies, free agent, however it is. That's how we'll do it next year. I like that. If we could do the Facebook Messenger or whatever group again, assuming nobody had any issues with it, that'll allow us to not have to go to NFL and then come back to ESPN and all that, since they still don't allow that linear style draft. Of course, holler at me if you have any questions.